It's not really a big surprise with the success of the big crossover Clash of the Colossals, King Kong versus Godzilla, that Toho would follow that up with another big crossover bout for their Godzilla man. This time, though, they keep it within the Toho Monster stable, and we got Mothra versus Godzilla. Thank you for joining us, folks, here as we journey through all the Godzilla films for my Go Go Godzilla Challenge, as I call it, leading up to the Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019. Now, here in the fourth film in the franchise, we get the story of a corporation, a development corporation that is draining part of the ocean so that they can develop this land for some really expensive apartments and such, and basically take advantage of the locals and just not caring what they're doing to the environment. Well, there's a hurricane that happens, and an egg, a huge, gigantic egg, washes up on shore, and of course, the company who owns the land the egg lands on takes advantage of it and turns it into an attraction. Well, little do they know the land that they're developing also contains a sleeping giant in the form of G-Man himself, Godzilla. And he doesn't like being woken up by construction equipment. I mean, who really does? And so he pulls himself out of the ground, wakes up, and wreaks havoc across the countryside. Meanwhile, we have two mysterious twins showing up, asking for the egg to be returned, and we learn that the egg is going to be the offspring of the ancient god Mothra, who is on their way out, and this egg contains their next in line. And so we see how events eventually lead to Mothra clashing with Godzilla, as well as Godzilla taking on its offspring. Mothra versus Godzilla. I enjoyed King Kong versus Godzilla very much so. This one is even better, I think, than King Kong versus Godzilla. I enjoyed how this story played out. It had a very engrossing story, and it really wove the two together. The story of the capitalist taking advantage and exploiting a natural wonder, making a statement about that, making a statement about the press and how the information and truth is oppressed by these corporations, these corrupt corporations, and really enjoyed that whole thing, the little bit of theme there of greed and human greed, and how it ends up being kind of your downfall, and it can grow as big and grayish green as Godzilla. And so there's a lot of that going on in this film, surprisingly, and I enjoyed it quite a bit and loved how it was woven in with Godzilla just showing up and wreaking havoc. It's kind of fun because when Godzilla wakes up, he is stumbling a little bit. He's just a little bit klutzy in here, but he's been asleep for a while. So, and I enjoyed that, though. I enjoyed that he wasn't exactly just the tromping through, though he does get his feet under him and start really causing some damage, and the military tries to stop him again with electricity, but we know how that usually goes. Now, Mothra showing up is fantastic. Always loved the Mothra character, and especially the Ito twins playing Shobinji and the Twin Fairies, and I loved their performance of it. I always found these characters fascinating and how they were linked to Mothra, who looked fantastic, and you don't realize just how big Mothra is in this film until he gets up on Godzilla's business, and these two go toe-to-toe and fight. And whereas the first two acts we weave the story in and it's more about the human story, this third act is all about Godzilla and Mothra, and man, it is a great battle. Not only the way it's directed and edited, but the special effects they have in here as well. Now, this suit is a fantastic suit. This is the what many have called now the Goji suit, and it looks fantastic. It's thinner than the one in King Kong versus Godzilla. There's more mobility. There's a little bit more acting that the actor can do in here. Again, we get Haru Nakajima in the suit, and you can tell he's got a little bit more freedom in here, and I really enjoyed the look of the suit as well. The eyes and the face looking very menacing on here, and Mothra, again, looking fantastic as well, and showing that she is not quite afraid of the fire and can really take it to Godzilla. This is really a great film. It is the last Showa era film where Godzilla is the bad guy, though, because going forward, Godzilla suddenly becomes kind of the hero and the good guy, which is a really weird turn. But if anybody watches wrestling, you know heels can turn face at any time. And, well, this is the last time we get to see heel Godzilla going at it. So I really recommend Mothra versus Godzilla. Now, there is an American and a Japanese version, and the American version, they just call it Godzilla versus the Thing. I don't know why. Why not just call it Mothra? I don't care if it is for U.S. audiences. It's a cool name, for crying out loud. But for whatever reasons, they did it. And yeah, there's just a scene that is edited in here involving an American battleship, but Toho actually filmed that, unlike an American studio filming it and inserting it in. So Toho actually filmed that as well. And yeah, it was still a lot of fun, and I can't recommend this one enough out of the first 4 films. I mean, the first one is fantastic. Love King Kong vs. Godzilla. Really enjoyed Mothra vs. Godzilla, though. And please leave your comments down below what you thought of Mothra vs. Godzilla. Do you think this 4th film in the franchise, they've actually improved things quite a bit, and they really got their mojo going as far as the Godzilla and how they handled him? Love to hear your thoughts on this film. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the thumbs up and all that good YouTube stuff. I appreciate your support, and until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.